secret affairs, political scandals, love triangles, betrayal, and at the center of it all, her face. A face so striking, it has been replicated for a new generation. When Bella Hadid asked her surgeon for inspiration, she didn't name Kate Moss, Christy Turlington, or Giselle. She asked for Carla Bruni. But why Carla? The 1990s were full of perfect faces, yet hers ignited rumors, seduced legends, and turned into a living symbol. She wasn't just a model. She was a muse for designers, for rock stars, for presidents, and eventually for herself. So who really is Carla Bruni? How did she transform from a 19-year-old Italian heiress fleeing danger to the most scandalous first lady France has ever known? This isn't just a beauty story. It's a tale of secrets, reinvention, and survival. Even her childhood plays like the opening scene of a movie. Carla Bruni was born on December 23, 1967 in Turin, Italy, into a family that seemed pulled straight from a novel. Wealthy, cultured, mysterious, the kind of family people whispered about at cocktail parties. Her grandfather had built a fortune in the tire industry, and her father, Alberto Bruni Tedeschi, was both an industrialist and a classical composer with an obsessive passion for art. Her mother, Marisa Barini, was a concert pianist. Carla's childhood was drenched in music and culture. She studied piano, guitar, violin, rehearsing under chandeliers while her parents entertained in elite circles. Yet, for all the glamour, there was distance. Her parents were elegant, but emotionally absent. Years later, Carla admitted, almost casually, "Our parents weren't the type to spend time with children." And hidden beneath that polished world was a secret she wouldn't discover until she was 28. As her father lay gravely ill in 1996, he confessed softly, "I'm not your biological father." No drama, no tears, just a truth that somehow explained everything. Her real father, she learned, was Mauricio Remmert, a guitarist 19 years younger than her mother, with whom Marisa had carried on a 6-year affair. Carla didn't feel betrayed. She felt strangely calm, as though something inside her had finally aligned. "It was not a shock," she later said, "and that's how I knew it was true." In 1975, when Carla was 7, Italy was in chaos. The Red Brigades targeted wealthy families with kidnappings and threats. The Bruni Tedeschis fled to Paris, leaving their estate behind. Carla followed the expected path: private schools, a degree in art and architecture, but she longed for independence, both emotional and financial. At 19, her brother's girlfriend suggested modeling. Carla didn't hesitate. With nothing more than a Metro Pass ID photo, she walked into City Models in Paris. Founder Louis de Vilmorin instantly recognized her presence. Not just beauty, but charisma. A call to a top photographer confirmed it. Carla had it. That moment was her escape route, and her life shifted overnight. Carla's real breakthrough came in 1987 when Paul Marciano, the creative force behind Guess, spotted her photo among a stack of unknown models. He chose her immediately. The resulting black and white campaign was bold and sultry. Carla perched on the lap of an older man, gazed direct and unreadable. The images were unforgettable, and suddenly, her face was everywhere. That campaign opened every door. Soon she was booked for Dior, Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, and John Galliano. But it was Versace that made her a true star. She became a constant presence in Gianni Versace's world, embodying his vision of power and sensuality. The 1992 bondage-inspired show became legend. Carla in striking red cutouts, walking beside Linda Evangelista and Helena Christensen, commanding the runway with an icy stare that seemed untouchable. She adapted effortlessly to every designer's universe. With Galliano, she became a dramatic muse, wearing ethereal creations that blurred fantasy and fashion. Under Karl Lagerfeld, She was the embodiment of Chanel's cool sophistication. She even joined Marc Jacobs' infamous 1993 grunge show for Perry Ellis, transforming thrift store florals and combat boots into couture rebellion. And in 1994, she shocked audiences at Vivienne Westwood's runway by shrugging off a fur coat to reveal a tiny matching bikini, unbothered as the room gasped. Carla wasn't just walking shows, she was shaping moments. By the mid-90s, she had graced more than 250 magazine covers, posed for the lenses of Steven Meisel, Peter Lindbergh, and Helmut Newton, and earned over $7 million annually. Elegance, intelligence, and quiet authority made her more than a model. She was a muse who defined the supermodel era. Carla's private life often eclipsed her career. At just 16, she boldly pursued Louis Bertignac, guitarist of the French band Telephone. Their romance lasted 2 years, filled with music and late-night jam sessions, a first taste of the bohemian life she craved. By the late 80s, she was with Eric Clapton. He called her the love of my life, parading her at events and benefits. But in 1990, backstage at a Rolling Stones concert, she met Mick Jagger. Within months, she left Clapton for him. The scandal exploded when Jerry Hall had just given birth to Jagger's child, only to discover he had flown off to Thailand with Carla. A handwritten note, "I'll be your mistress forever," sealed her tabloid infamy. Other romances followed. French actor Vincent Perez, human rights lawyer Arnaud Klarsfeld, brief whispers about Kevin Costner, and fabricated stories linking her to Donald Trump, which she laughed off as nonsense. But the most controversial was her affair with Raphael Enthoven, the son of her partner's close friend. The relationship was a bomb in Parisian society. His wife, novelist Justine Levy, portrayed Carla as a cold-hearted seductress in her book, Nothing Serious. Carla never denied the parallel. Instead, she smiled and said she had no regrets. Through every headline, she remains magnetic and untouchable, a woman who lived by her own rules, never bending to public judgment. By 30, Carla left modeling on her own terms. She turned to music, writing songs and releasing her debut album in 2003. To critics' surprise, it went multi-platinum. Her smoky voice and poetic lyrics gave her a second career. In 2007, she met Nicolas Sarkozy, newly elected president of France. Within weeks, they were inseparable. By February 2008, they were married, and Carla became First Lady. Glamorous yet controlled, she mastered diplomacy with Dior suits and discreet charm. She also launched a foundation for education and supported global causes, though critics labeled her bling-bling royalty. Even scandals, from old nude photos to political backlash, didn't shake her. She carried herself like a modern Jackie O, turning scrutiny into stagecraft. After leaving the Élysée, Carla returned to music and eventually to the runway. In 2017, she walked for Versace alongside Naomi, Claudia, Cindy, and Helena, a reminder she had never truly left fashion. At 55, she even appeared in Victoria's Secret, defying age expectations. But not all headlines were celebratory. In 2024, she was formally charged in connection with an investigation into Sarkozy's 2007 campaign financing. Under judicial supervision, she insists on her innocence, yet the case revived old controversies. Still, Carla endures. Muse, model, singer, First Lady, her life is a blur of reinvention. More than a face, she became a symbol of power, chaos, and resilience. And through scandal or spotlight, she remains unforgettable. Carla Bruni's story is more than beauty or scandal. From heiress to supermodel, from muse to first lady, she has lived many lives, each one marked by reinvention. She turned secrets into strength, criticism into elegance, and power into performance. Even now, facing controversy, she remains composed, still singing, still present. Carla is proof that some women are not defined by one role or one moment, but by the way they survive every chapter.